What's good, Raider Nation? Welcome to Monday Night Madness. For the first time since 2019, the Raiders have fallen to the Broncos in this game in week 5. Let's talk about it. Let me know what you all think.
Fact is, I grew up in Compton, California. I was born a Raider. I was born with the Raiders rolling in the Coliseum in LA. I was rolling with NWA, talking straight out of Compton, rocking Raider hats.
Clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over. Run through a motherfucker face.
I think this journey is the most special because there's not a lot of people that have the opportunity playing in high school and college and then pro and then being injured and then starting coaching as a young coach.
We understand what it's about. We understand Raider Nation. We understand Raider love. Since 1966, you guys have been coming to this stadium and you've been rooting this team on the victory. You've seen this team win 3 Super Bowls. You've been here through the ups. You've been here through the downs. But you never waver.
The mental side of the game is taking me to the next level, and it's true confidence. It's feeding your brain elite of elite. And that's, I always talk about 1% and more is required, and I always say these things, but it's what I live. I see it everywhere I go because you have to constantly train your mind for greatness.
What's good, Raider Nation? Welcome to Monday Night Madness. Remember, this show is for you, so we would like for all of you to air your opinions live and on camera with us. It's pinned to the top there if you want to join us backstage. We want to know what you think about the state of the Raiders after 5 weeks. They're sitting at 2-3. They've won some games they weren't supposed to win. They lost some games they weren't supposed to lose. And we're sitting here at 2-3. There's a lot of issues going on, but we want you to talk about it. What's good, Scotty?
Everything's good. We're Raider fans, right? I mean, what are you gonna say?
That's all you can say, right? This is what we're going to be chatting about tonight. If you want to join in some of our hot takes, is the season salvageable? The ongoing quarterback saga. Is AP's future in jeopardy? Where do the Raiders go from here? Mad Max addresses some trade rumors, the standouts in this loss, and the prediction against the Steelers. Remember, if you haven't already, light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, and join to become a member. It was a tough Sunday. I'm not going to lie. So the drinking game alert, just drank. I'm going to change it to an A. Just drank. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Welcome to the chat, everybody. We appreciate you. Raider Ryan in the house. What's good? Travis, it's free to like and share. Thank you, my friend. It is free to like and share.
Travis.
We appreciate you. It's free to like. It's free to share. It's free to subscribe. We appreciate you, Travis. Fishing Game in the building. My boy over here. Protect the Shield. Salute to you. Catch us on Wednesday for the Spicy Shield Talk. I'll be chatting it up with my boy Chris over there. April, what's good? First of all, Max ain't going nowhere. All right. I like it. Yeah, that's right. Just drank. We just drinking. Well, since April brought it up, why don't we talk about it, right? Max was on record to say that, first of all, before we get into this, I want to give kudos to some of the Raiders.
Absolutely.
Right? I want to give them their flowers. Mad Max, 2 sacks in the game.
Coming back off an injury.
Off an injury. Still injured. Yep. He has 5 sacks in 5 weeks, but only in 4 games. That's outstanding.
Absolutely.
Under anyone's terms.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, to the Raiders' number 1 draft pick, Brock Bowers. With the absence of Devontae and the absence of some others, you can see the target is on him. They're throwing to him. He got his first touchdown. So, we want to give those guys their flowers. Those are some players that showed up and showed out. Who do you think was a standout in this game?
Definitely those two. Brock Bowers, but with the moss. And then the Yak, man. Yeah, the boy man, that's the one thing that I really liked about him coming out of Georgia was the yards after catch, man. He doesn't just go down. He gets after it. Mad Max, what are you going to say? Excellent, exceptional. He's still, feeling some pain, whatever it may be, high ankle sprain. He gets after the quarterback 2 times. gets in the backfield. Christian Wilkins got a sack
Yep.
also. He's got 1.5. That's Adam Butler. Man, if y'all ain't paying attention to football, Adam Butler, he's a beast, man. He is making so many plays. He's just all over the place. There's a few players that stood out and did what they did. JPJ, he had a good game also. So big ups to the rookies. A couple missteps, but a false start here and there, as long as you don't Alex Leatherwood me to death, I'm cool with. Mistakes happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. He's a rookie. He was
Yeah,
a little overzealous on a couple plays. He was trying to get ahead of the play so he can do his job. Sometimes it happens. Mother Moon, you could drink to this. We're not mad at that. And
Yeah.
April says right here, Spillane, 10 tackles. Spillane, that's true. We didn't mention him. Spillane was a beast. He was holding it down for sure.
I think that's
For
5
me,
games
he's
in a
becoming
row.
a fast favorite.
Yeah, I think that's 5 games in a row with 10 tackles.
Chris agrees. Adam Butler is playing insane.
Absolutely.
Sinister Raider says, "What's up, Raider Nation?" But let's just circle back to April's comments. First of all, Max ain't going nowhere. So I think we all saw Mad Max address some chatter on the internet about, people saying he's ready to jump ship. He shut it down. He says he got the Raiders tatted on him. He's not going anywhere. He's ride or die for these guys. We say it over and over again, right? If Max ends up leaving, not going to blame him. No hard feelings, but I want that guy to be a Raider for life. He is what the Raiders are, in my opinion. He's a true Raider. He lives it, he breathes it, he eats it. He's out there with the fans. He's in the community. That boy represents. He's got the dog in him. I literally have nothing bad to say about Mad Max, and I hope he's a Raider for life. And I hope the Raiders can turn it around for him, so that he's actually playing for something that's more meaningful than solitary awards, right? Like, great. I hope he gets Defensive Player of the Year and all that other kind of stuff. But really, in the end, we all know what everybody wants. Everybody wants championships, Super Bowls, hell, even playoff appearances, maybe a winning season. So I hope the Raiders can turn around and get that for him. But
I'll
clear, he don't go nowhere.
I'll leave it at this. I'll leave this one right here because I'm gonna reserve my comment. But whatever Mad Max decides to do, I'm with him. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. We want Mad Max to be around forever. We're I'm gonna put up if your camera's shy and you don't want to jump on with us, here's the call-in number 510-394-4409. We all know you have a lot to talk about, so join us and talk about it. We are gonna hit the chats heavy here today. Sinister Raider says number 98 is what being a Raider truly means. I believe that.
Can I address that?
Of course.
I was thinking about this earlier. A lot of chat is going around about, we are a commitment to excellence and what he's not a Raider. He is a Raider. The Raider way and the Raider this. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's gotten lost in translation.
Okay.
Quite a bit. Especially.
You said a lot there. So specifically, how so?
Yeah. Once a Raider, always, we have these slogans, these phrases. And at the end of the day, you know what? I don't give a damn if you're a Raider or not. I don't give a damn if you have the Raider mentality or not. Can you come in here and do your job? That's all I care about at this point. I
like both, though. Can I just say I like that? I think Mad Max has both. He's unique in that, right? He's unique and he can come in and do the job, and he's unique in the fact that he has both because he does come in what I feel like the Raider mentality is.
Sure. And like I said, does Jacorian Bennett, is he a Raider true to? No, but he's out there making plays.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think if we can combine them, I think JPJ is one of those guys that's going to be that way. I think if we combine them, because I do think the mentality and feeding into the culture and feeding into the saying is kind of a huge part of it. But yeah, making plays, of course, is first and foremost.
Yeah, and like I said, is there a commitment to excellence?
Is what?
Is there a commitment to excellence?
I mean, who are we speaking of?
Exactly. That's exactly my
I
point.
think Max has a commitment to excellence. If we're speaking of Max,
And
if
that's
we're
what I'm
talking
saying.
about the Raiders as an organization, this isn't even opinion. They haven't committed to excellence, and that's what their record is. Don't hate on me
I
for
agree.
saying that. You can look
I
at it and
totally
say
agree.
that there's no commitment to being excellent because they aren't excellent.
I
So
agree. And that's why I say some of these slogans, I don't it's hard to really buy into them because we're not really putting that out. If somebody has a slogan, hey, we're the best product out there, and you're not, well, then your slogan is, it's what do you keep saying it for? And that's what I'm
yeah.
kind of alluding to. It's like, I wish it was like that, but I think at this point, those days are gone.
Oh,
All the
for sure.
slogans,
But
you
let's
know?
circle back to some of our hot topics here. And again, if Chad, if you want to weigh in on any of these hot takes, I should say, please do. But here's the thing, right? The Raiders have had the Broncos number since moving from Oakland, going to Las Vegas. The Raiders have been undefeated since 2019. I forget the exact date. Oh, here we go. December 29th, 2019. That's back in Oakland. That was the last time. Streaks are meant to be broken. An 8-game winning streak is pretty good. I
Yep.
mean, I think if you're like an odds person or a betting person, a numbers person, a stats person, however you want to say it was time for the Raiders to drop one.
Sure.
Maybe it came at a bad time because we're looking at, losing to the Panthers, Devontae trade, all this kind of stuff. So it came at a bad time. But I mean, that's still a good record. I mean, I don't like saying these two things together, but that's the first time the Bada Raiders, because I don't really say that, but that's the first time the Bada Raiders lost to the Broncos.
Well, at the end of the day, any Broncos fan that wants to try to chirp and be like, okay, so we're 8-1 now. What? I mean, whatever. It's all good.
I just saying, let's look at some fun stats. They showed this after the game. I don't know if anybody saw these. The last time the Broncos beat the Raiders, Biden had not been in office. He was in office. Kanye and Kim were still together. Baby Yoda was introduced. Just
I
some
love
random
it.
fun stats.
It was the
It's been a
iPhone
while. It's
11.
been a while.
I love it.
All right, I'm going to circle back here to the chats because, again, this show's about you. We want you to jump on air. We want you to appear on camera with us. So if you're camera shy, there's the number. Alpha and Omega, what's up to you? I'm not sure this statement's true if we look at the records. The Raiders actually have pretty good numbers against the Chiefs. The Chiefs have owned the league. I mean, I don't know if it's just us guys. Okay. I mean, I don't think we need to be singled out on this. Personally.
Whatever.
Yeah. What's up, El Chingon? Ritter Chingon in the house. Nothing but love. We need some Gronkowski right now. All right. No man. Our season is over. You want to address this? You want to talk about this a little bit?
I think I've said it for 2 weeks now that our season's over. I agree with that statement. I think we need to look at what's long term. Again, my hot take last week wasn't very popular, but it seems to be spreading around social media as of today.
Here's the thing,
again,
Scotty. I'm going to have your back on this because I didn't agree with your opinion fully, to be honest. In terms of, you can go back and watch the last episode if you're confused what we're talking about. I don't want to get all into it. But here's the thing. I think the bottom line is, don't be mad at us for saying our own opinion and or saying what's true in the Raiders organization. I mean, if we sit here and say that, they haven't performed well, don't be mad at us. That's facts.
And can I add to that?
Of course.
The absolute best thing in the world for me would be sitting here saying that we're winning every game and whipping everybody's ass and that we were badasses, that we commit to excellence. I would love to be that way.
Right.
What are we going to do? We have to say what it is. It's reality. What are you going to do?
What are you gonna do? Sinister Raider says an individual that's a leader strives to excel, to be better in every category. Tough, gritty, mean, but we only get a few at a time, unfortunately.
Okay.
April says, I sat next to a Chicago Bear fan and she was laughing the whole time. Like, I feel sorry for y'all. Oh, we at the game, girl? We at the game? Is that what's up?
Nah, I don't think she went to the game.
Oh. Oh, maybe just at a bar or something?
She was watching it, yeah.
Okay.
At
Right.
least I don't think so.
I mean, either way, I don't know if a Chicago Bear fan should be laughing at anybody, but whatever.
I think that's
Alpha and Omega, our sayings of old were exemplified from the top of the organization to the core through the coaches, players, and fans. Gotta have more than pride and poise because it's mere words now. Yeah, I mean, 100%.
That's what I was saying. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. You know, are we really exemplifying what our slogans are? I don't see it.
Scotty, I'm gonna give you a minute. Maybe this could be your hot take. We didn't start with your hot take today, but maybe this can be part of your hot take. It piggybacks off of what you said last week. We're gonna address Fish and Games comment right here. Was AP picked to be the face of this year's tank? What's your response to this?
Oh man, you know, there's some funny things going on here. I hate the word tank. I would hate to be a fan of a team that was known to have tanked or is, well, they can't really say it because I think that's against league policy or whatever. I would hate that, but there's some funny things really going on. I think I expressed this opinion to you earlier today, Spicy. We got a whole bunch of cap space. We're getting rid of some key players. We're not filling the holes that we need. It's starting not to smell right to me. So I'll reserve whether we're tanking or not. I'll reserve that for a later TBD, but some things aren't smelling right to me. It's I don't know.
You know, and I really don't think they are. I really, really don't think they are.
I
They
hope
are,
not.
especially if you're gonna say like it has to be a team. If they are, which I don't think they are, it has to be agreed within the entire team, both sides, coaches, and everybody. Because one player, two players, one coach can't really make that big of a difference. But all that aside, they haven't been good for 20 years. This is the same team and the same record and the same play we've seen forever. So how is this year different as seen as tanking than last year or the year before or 10 years ago? Like this is a team that's doing this is a team that is doing their best, and their best is mediocre. That's what I see. I don't see them tanking. I see them doing their best. Their best just isn't good enough.
So I've always had a problem with this tanking thing. Even like even along the lines of like sports betting and stuff like that, you can't get 50, well, let's say 22 players.
No.
And I'm talking offense and defense to come together.
No.
And say, okay, let's not win. These guys made it to where they're at by being competitive and hating to lose for the most part. You know, so but are we not? But are we not doing the right things?
I actually think the conversation, no disrespect to everyone who believes this or thinks it, I think the conversation should be dropped. This is not the case.
Okay.
That's my opinion. That's just me.
And like I said, I don't want to touch that conversation really too much, but there are some things that just aren't adding up right now. And I hope that's not the case.
Well, yeah, they're not gelling. They're not syncing. They have a first-year coach, basically. They have a first-year GM. They have 2 backup quarterbacks. They have a lot of good rookie talent, but how do you win football games? You play football games. How do you get better at football? You play football. They're still learning. They're not gelled yet. Right? This is like I've always said, this is a long-term fix. This is not going to be fixed because you got a good draft pick and a hoorah Compton head coach that's going to come in and save this organization. This is going to take time. This is not a tanking situation. This is a situation where we have a bunch of new talent from the GM to the coach to rookies, and they're trying to figure it out.
So maybe it would be fair to say maybe Telesco is trying to put together a team.
He is.
And
It's just going to take years.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Maybe that's fair to say.
And I kind of digress a little bit. And Devontae doesn't want to wait years. Devontae doesn't have the luxury of youth anymore to wait years.
Okay. Yeah.
Max is still there. He's got years. The rookies, they've got plenty of time. It's going to take time. It's just going to take time.
There's no argument. I mean, yeah, and can that look
it's
like
frustrating?
tanking?
We're disappointed. We're tired of it. And I think as fans, that's why we sit here and we're so tired of it, because they look at things differently. When I say they, I say like I'm speaking of a Tom Telesco. I'm speaking of maybe an Antonio Pierce. This is their first crack at things. They haven't been following the Raiders really in the way that we have for I always say the past 20 years. I know we've all been Raider fans for life. I use that because that was the last time the Raiders were like really Super Bowl contenders. So that's that's why I'm using that. We are frustrated from 20 years of not really being a playoff team. They're not looking at it that way. Tom Telesco is looking at it as, this is my first year as GM. I want to build a team. AP is looking at it, this is my first year as a head coach. I got to build on this. You know what I mean? So that's what I think the difference thought process is.
I think you'll agree with this statement. Is changing GMs and coaches every, I don't know what the average is, 1.67 years. Can that look like tanking? Yeah. I think it can.
I mean, it's not. That's not. But tanking means it's doing on purpose.
I got you. But can it come across that way? Because when that new person comes in, they want to get rid of this and change this and bring this, and that takes time. To answer
your question, I think no.
Okay.
To answer your question, I think no.
Okay.
I mean, Devontae's had he's been on the team, 2.5? Was it 2.5 seasons? Mm-hmm. He's been on the team 2.5 seasons, not even, because we're only in week 5 and he's out the last 2 games, and he's had 6 quarterbacks. He didn't sign up for that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That doesn't equal tanking.
Well, no, but I'm saying, can it look like that to us?
I say no.
I don't think it is tanking, but I think when you get a new person and they have to start from scratch, that season looks like crap. And it may look like, oh, well, are we tanking? I don't know. Maybe that can
I still say no. I still say no. Tanking is intentional. I think they're doing their best. They just don't do it well. Let's get into some of these comments. Fishing Game says, well, now that we just have to hope we get stable in the front office. I agree with you. Right. And actually, Fishing Game, after you asked the question about the tanking thing, we spent a lot of time on it. I think more time than we intended. Did we change your mind at all? Because initially, I think you said, right, that you thought it looked like. So did our points change your mind at all? Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Either one is fine. Raider Ryan, fact spicy. I don't even want to throw that negativity out in the universe. We have enough issues to deal with as it is. A rookie head coach with our rookie OC, undecided at mediocre QB play. Yeah, I mean, those are really the hurdles right there. Sinister Raider, as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Yeah, okay. How long did it take? 20 years? I don't know. Mother Moon said, didn't Telesco at the meeting kind of imply that this is a building team? He did. He definitely did. I think she's speaking of the state of the team meeting. Yeah. He definitely said that. All of these executives, unfortunately, that it is what it is. They're looking at things in through different lenses than we are.
Sure, and they have their own ideas of how this should be. So they're gonna go with their vision. Okay.
Right. Sinister Raider. But look at this year's draft. Brock is not playing as a rookie. Dude, he's balling out. He made some catches. He got hit in the helmet. His helmet flew off a few times. He got up. He took it. JPJ is a madman out there, straight bullying people. It's going to be a couple of years like in Detroit. People have mentioned this, the Dan Campbell thing. It's going to take time. Those two guys right there, keep them happy though. Keep those two guys happy because they are really proving to be quality draft picks, which by the way, the Raiders really haven't been successful at quality draft picking. So kudos to those guys. Ernest says tanking is like too hard to fake it. Just doesn't happen unless we put all rookies in. Yeah, I don't think it's a thing.
It's too hard.
Fishing game, I don't think they're tanking. I was just wondering if it were the case. All right, well, thanks for clarifying there. Mother Moon, I think there is not one player that comes into a season wanting to tank. The players want to make a name for themselves.
Right.
Yeah, that's just it. Let's talk about that's a good point in those aspects because if we look at what players want for themselves, you look at, and I'm not mad at players wanting things for themselves, so let's not go there. But we look at Devontae, we look at Josh Jacobs. Let's just take it there, right? They want what's best for
why
them.
I'm laughing too.
They want what's best for them. They want what's best for getting a ring. They want what's best for their money. They want what's best. So it wouldn't behoove them to tank for an organization that is not, in the long run, has proven not been loyal to a player. So why would you help a team tank so they can get draft picks when you might be out the door next season?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Mother Moon, I don't know what you meant, but that's where my brain went when I read that.
No, well, that's the way I read it too. And here's the other thing. These guys, they have an agent chirping in their ear talking about, hey man, the lifespan of an NFL player, right? And get your money and don't get hurt and things like that. So
yeah,
they're trying to secure their futures also. You can't be mad at that. Hey, you stay at a job for 25 years trying to secure your future. Why are you mad at this guy?
Yep.
Hey, trying to get paid.
Alpha and Omega says we're going backwards. There's no way regress this much in 2 seasons after all that adversity and make the playoffs. Here's the thing. The Raiders always seem to be going backward, and this is why I'm probably one of the few that is anti-fire everybody, fire everybody, fire everybody. I mean, it seems like the easy fix, but that hasn't worked. We have fired everybody. It hasn't gotten better. That hasn't proven to be the cure. We have fired everybody. Has that worked?
There's some, if you can explain Alpha and Omega forever, there's some implications that I think you're making there, and I'd like to hear it. You're saying there's no way we regress this much in 2 seasons after all that adversity, and I think you're trying to say, and we had made the playoffs, and I think he's talking about that Gruden Bisaccia year. So if that's
20, what was that? 2020 or 21? 21.
Yeah, I think so.
21. Well, the 2020 season, I think the playoff game was in 21, right?
No, it was 21. It was 20. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think it was 21.
Yeah.
Anyways, if that's what you're saying, can you clarify what you think we are doing? If you're saying that there's no way we can regress that much in 2 seasons, I just want to hear your opinion. No, I'm not arguing with you. I'd like to know what you're trying to say there.
Yeah, call in too. I mean, if your camera's shy, you don't want to hit the link to be on camera, call in. Mother Moon, I get maybe she Googled it. It only took 5 years to build Rome, and it's taking 20 plus years to build up the Raiders.
We can't even use that.
I know, we can't even use that now. Squashed.
I love it. I love it. And I did not know that, by the way. I love it.
Fishing game, we just keep hiring and firing and rebuilding every couple years. We never get to rebuild to the rebuilt part.
Yeah.
We're always rebuilding, and we've never rebuilt. That's an interesting.
Yeah. We're rebuilding. We just never finish it.
I mean, it's never rebuilt. It's like driving around Vegas with all the cones and all the construction. They keep on working on everything, but it's never finished. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the Vegas way. We just keep working on it, and it never gets finished.
I love the direction this is chosen.
I went way left on that one, but if you ever driven around Vegas, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Good comments there, Fishing Game. Good comments.
Alpha, yes. Alpha and Omega forever. To let's go better. Pitch Adams to Atlanta for Penix or Detroit for compensation and draft picks. Yeah, let's talk about this.
Sure.
Because Devontae's, there's so much speculation. What would be reasonable? I'm hearing, because what I'm hearing is like a second round draft pick, and draft picks are totally crapshoots. To me, that's not the answer. Chat? Let me know what would make a Devontae trade worth trading Devontae.
Can I if I can address that?
You can't, but can I say one thing right before you do? Please hold that thought. Don't forget. The other thing is too, you can't make Devontae play. He can have a hamstring injury for the next 2.5 seasons. So at some point, you say we got to get what we can get. But yes, please address it.
So, one pun intended, we showed our hand. The Vegas Raiders showed our hand. Yeah, let's get rid of him. And they put him out there that it's a cancer, that it's this, that it's that. You showed your hand. So what do you expect to get back? I expect to get back, at the very best, a third-round pick. And I think we'll be lucky. I've heard a lot of, we'll trade this guy for this guy and a pick. No, because they're going to look at Devontae and they're going to say, 1, you're 32 years old. 2, yeah, you're good. And he is. He is. I would rather have him on the team, but I get why he's not. But we also need to get rid of him. And 31 other teams know this. We're going to get a bag of chips, and if we're lucky, we'll get mayonnaise on the bologna sandwich with that. That's what we're going to get.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not wrong.
It's the truth. Why would I give you, the only way that we could get something of real value, and let's just say that value is a pick, even though we can say that's a crapshoot too, but let's just say it's of value to us, is if he goes to the Chiefs, maybe to Baltimore, a top contending team. That may be the only way that we would get something really valuable for him. Maybe the Vikings right now. That may be the only way that we would get something truly.
I mean, the problem with that is the Chiefs, obviously, because of the division, and the Ravens, obviously, because of the conference.
Absolutely.
We don't really want to trade
him
to our competitors.
But we've backed ourselves into a corner.
Yeah,
we've backed ourselves from either we give them away, or we give them to a contender. That's the corner we backed ourselves into here. I can't see it in any other way. Why would anybody else give up so much for them?
Yeah.
If they know we need to get rid of them, and need is the operative word. It's not even want anymore. It's that we need to get rid of him because they know what his contract is next year.
Well, yeah, exactly. And again, he could just stay out with his hamstring and injury indefinitely
and get paid.
Right.
Yeah. So we're backed into a corner.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a terrible situation. El Chingon, I have nothing but love for my Raiders. I'm diehard, and me, but at the same time, we have a lot of problems. Yeah, I mean, of course, we're all here. It's exhausting. It's definitely exhausting. King Savage, the Raiders are going to be bad until Mark Davis sells the team. I've seen that a couple comments in here. The thing is, that's never happening.
It's not going to happen. The
Las Vegas Raiders this could be a whole show. Like, I don't even want to go into it.
Yes.
But the bottom line is, no pun intended, but that makes my statement easier. The bottom line to them is their bottom line.
Yes, absolutely.
They don't even care about winning, honestly. I believe in this. You're all going to hate me for this. I honestly don't believe they care about winning. They care about their bottom line. They care about being the Vegas attraction. They care about what they could bring to Vegas. They care about their bottom line. They care about their bonuses. They care about status. I really don't think winning is their priority, because it doesn't matter. They're still making a ton of money.
I believe we touched on this last week. If an opposing
Can I say something really quick? Sure. Just to finish that thought, and this just popped into my head. Commitment to excellence can mean a lot of things. As fans, we think that means winning.
That's a hell of.
Are they excellent in
It's
business? Are they excellent in making money? Have they been excellent in turning $1 million business into $1 billion business? Maybe we're taking these slogans the wrong way. Are they winning?
That's an
Just
excellent.
win, baby. They're winning.
Yeah.
They turned their pocketbooks around.
Yeah.
Maybe we as fans are taking these slogans the wrong way.
Who is they? Is what we need to define. Who is they? Who are these slogans for?
Somebody's winning.
Somebody's winning, and now
they're winning all the way to the bank.
Yeah. So I was going to say, does it change the bottom line if an opposing team is sitting in that seat, or if a Raiders in that seat? Nope, sure doesn't. Bottom line stays the same.
Nope.
Yeah,
I mean, and now we've got our executive hat on, right? We don't have our fan hat on anymore. We've switched gears and we've switched the conversation a little bit in that aspect. So
because we're seeing what they've done, especially since the move to Vegas. We've seen what they've done. We've seen that there's no care about Raider Nation. They don't give a damn about that.
All right, we got a caller on the line. Caller, what is good? Oh, he hung up on me. We had Al Chingon on the line. Just give us a minute when you call in. We have to answer the phone, and then if we're in the middle of a topic, we gotta let it breathe a little bit. But please call back. Let's get back to some of these comments. I think the conversation's getting good here, and it went a way different way than we expected it, and that's good because I actually wanted the conversation to go a different way, and I didn't know what that way was. But all I knew was for the past 24 hours, all I've been reading is fire this person. This person sucks, this, and the other, right? So this conversation, I think, is interesting because it's different than that same narrative we've been hearing.
Yeah.
All right, Scotty, hold that thought because we have El Raider Chingon back. What's good with you? Welcome to Monday Night Madness. What's your hot take?
Yes, Angela, first and foremost, I want to say congratulations. You are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Nothing but love for you, sweetheart.
I know. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And then we're talking about this Raider stuff. I mean, we've been doing this for 20 years. It's been horrible. We're rebuilding. We've always been rebuilding. I mean, how long can we rebuild?
Well,
talk to me.
It's been 20 plus years at this point, so a long time. That's the problem. We're always rebuilding. Always.
You know what? One person says, "Let's build it out of steel." The next person comes and says, a year later, "Let's build it out of wood."
Right.
The next person comes and says, "Let's build it out of brick," and that's what's happening. That's the
problem. That's the problem with the constant overturn, and that's why I'm against the constant overturn. Alchingo, what you got for us?
I totally agree with you. I mean, it's been a shit show. I mean, this last week, the Broncos, are you kidding me? It was a shit show. We need to fucking wake up. We need to get our fucking heads out of our asses. I'm sorry. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Throw it out there. Give it to me.
I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm not going to I'm going to do a Romo rave right now. A Romanowski rave right now. You know what I mean? Get your head out of your asses. Let's go. You know what I mean? Romanowski, you throw it out there all the time. Romo rave. Right?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So I just got to throw it out there. I mean, we got to get our head out of our ass. It's all bad. It's all fucking bad.
It is so bad. It is so bad. Hang on the line for a second, and we'll get back to your comments. But I wanted to say this because this whatever he just said. Sorry, reminded me of this. We are making quarterbacks that are has-beens and quarterbacks that are rookies look like they're the elite quarterbacks of the NFL. Dalton turned out the best performance against the Raiders. And then we have Bo Nix, who, by the way, none of us Raiders fans, at least none of us in this chat and on this channel and on this panel didn't even want to draft him. He turns out the best performance as a Bronco like ever. So we're making these has-beens and have not yet beens look like they're the elite quarterbacks of the league.
That means we're all wrong. That is the one thing that we do have consistent.
I can throw out there. We should have C.H. Stroud. I don't know.
Yeah. So
I throw that out there.
That's part of it too. Well, Raider Chingon, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a longtime supporter of this channel. Thank you for voicing your opinion. You know I got nothing but love for you.
Nothing but love. Raider Nation, nothing but love.
All right.
Love you, beautiful.
Good night. Hey. Yeah, see, I love these calls too. Please keep calling because it triggers other thoughts that we might think of. But let's get back into these comments because there's a lot of good comments in here. I'm going to try to circle back a little bit. Sinister Raider. Scott, you want to read this one?
Sure. Here are the trade offers that could happen. Jets give us a second and a third, maybe 3, and player. Saints picks maybe a player. Steelers give us Wilson and a third. Niners trade up Brandon for Tay and our third and fourth. I think that might be a stretch. Maybe the Jets won, and I don't see a second and a third. And I don't think Devontae wants to go to the Jets necessarily. I think they're in a little bit of a mess, and I don't think Devontae is the game changer that they need. As far as the Saints,
I mean, real quick to the Jets thing. Why would he want to go to the Jets? He's already had years with Rodgers. It's proven to do nothing, and the Jets have failed.
Yeah.
More than twice this year. Why? And Aaron Rodgers, honestly, let's just say it, that dude needs to retire. Like he's not.
Yeah, I agree.
He shouldn't go there. If I were him, I wouldn't go there. Put it that way.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. I think the Saints is a real possibility. I really do. Not only because
Derek Carr is going to win anybody a Super Bowl.
Not only because of that, he has strong ties with the wide receiver coach there. I believe he works out with him on the offseason, and I think that might be.
Does anyone think Derek Carr is going to win anybody a Super Bowl?
You might have some differing opinions in there.
I would love to hear. By the way, let me digress a little bit. The Chiefs are playing the Saints as we speak. It's halftime right now. Who is everybody going for? I'm just curious a little bit because we have like the hated rivalry Chiefs that we're supposed to root against. And then we got this guy, Derek Carr, who is Derek Carr. And I know some people still like him, Scotty. So who are y'all going for?
I'm going for the Saints.
All right, chat, let us know who you're going for because this is a tough one.
I could never go for the Kansas City Chiefs unless it's like some type of winner not get in type situation. Other than that,
here's the thing: it's 16-7 at the half. The Chiefs are winning. The Chiefs are 4-0 in the division. I don't think anyone's going to catch them. I certainly don't think the Raiders are going to catch them. And the last thing I need is that little bitch-ass Derek Carr trying to come through, thinking he went to some other team and all of a sudden thinks he could win some games. So I got to go against Derek Carr and the Saints.
And that's blasphemy. I'm telling you, that is blasphemy to go for the Chiefs and then win week 5 when nothing's on the line right now.
I think the Chiefs are going to run away with it anyway. I don't think the Chiefs winning today is going to mean that it's going to affect the Raiders in any way.
No, it's not going to affect the Raiders in any way.
But I don't need Derek Carr puffing his little baby chest, thinking he the man. Remember, we still have to play Derek Carr. All right? We need his confidence to be sub-zero when we enter that game against him.
I don't know.
Unless Scotty, unless you're going to be rooting for him, I don't know.
Nah, not in that. I won't be rooting for him. I'll be rooting for the Raiders, but yeah. Now I'm a Raiders fan before I'm a player fan. I like a lot of players around the league, but I'm a Raiders fan.
All right, fair enough. Remember, Raider Nation, if you're out there and you're watching, we appreciate you watching. We appreciate your support. Light that torch, hit that like button. That's the best thing you can do for us. If you haven't already, subscribe. And if you want to become a member, you can join and become a member. And if you're feeling generous tonight, you want to support the channel, you can hit that super chat button and support us in that way as well. And remember, this show's about you. We want you to be on camera. The link is on top if you want to join the madness. And again, if you're camera shy, go ahead and just call in the numbers right there on the screen, 510-394-4409. We want to hear from you. Let's see what else we had in the hot takes. Did we catch everything? Ooh, we haven't even touched on if AP's future is in jeopardy. What do you think? Is AP's future in jeopardy? What do you think, chat? Let us know. Scotty, what do you think?
Not right now. I don't think so. I don't think he's going anywhere at the moment. I don't even know if at the end of the year, to be honest with you. I think there's just too many factors out there. But
Scotty,
I
hold that thought. Let me just address this real quick. Spicy, if we lose to DC, are you gonna have a lot to say on Monday? I don't even know if
Can I
I
answer
will be
that?
able to appear on Monday because I'm gonna be spicy.
Spicy AF.
Yes, that part. But go ahead. You were saying.
That's too funny.
Sorry,
What
AP. Is his
AP,
future in jeopardy?
like I said, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Not right
I
now.
agree.
I don't think it is. I think there's too many other factors at play right now that are saving him. And I shouldn't pose that like that. Not saving him, but I think there's just too many other factors that are an issue.
No, I agree. Listen, I think he handled a few things. He didn't handle a few things well, mostly with the liking of the post, with the press conference chatter. That's my opinion. I don't think he handled those things very well. But at the end of the day, like if you're giving this guy, you're handing this guy a situation where you have to pick from quarterback 2 and quarterback 2. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
I mean, you're dealing you're dealing him a hand that's hard to play.
Yeah.
And to someone's point in here, Ernest, thank you for joining us. AP is not any jeopardy. It's a 3-year build period. That's the thing. We got to give it time. I jokingly say, let's ship him back to Compton because he made some bad choices. We got to give this guy some time. We can't be firing everybody, overturning everybody. Has he made some bad decisions? I think so. Has he made some bad choices in the media? I think so, 100%. But I don't think we need to get rid of him. And then if you get rid of him, then what? Then who? Then what? And then who?
It's the same thing with Gardner Minshew and AOC. If you get rid, and then who? What are you going to do now? So,
oh, that part doesn't matter. I mean, listen, I think those are different buckets.
Yeah. Prediction for the Steelers game.
Yeah.
Spicy. Ladies first.
Here's the thing, right? I mean, can you even predict what this team can do anymore? Again, we said at the top of the show, they've won some games that they probably shouldn't have won. I don't like the word shouldn't. They probably weren't expected to win. They lost some games, that they were expected to win. They won some games they were expected to lose. It's just so hard to predict. I mean, I don't have a prediction. The only thing I know for certain is that there's going to be no home field advantage. I mean, that place is going to be yellow and black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, 75. It's usually 60-40. This is going to be 75-25. So there's going to be no home field advantage whatsoever. So what are the odds right now? Let me look up the odds and I'll finish my point. And then Scotty, you tell me what you think the prediction will be.
I think in true fashion, we will make Justin Fields look like a future Hall of Famer. I mean, why would the trend end there? I mean, Yeah, our defense is out there way too long. We'll maybe be able to do something in the first half, but yeah, our defense is going to get tired out again. I feel bad for that defense. Jeez, they're trying, but you can't expect too much if you're out on the field the whole damn game.
So
I don't think we're going to win this game.
yeah, this is why I wanted to look this up while I was speaking of the home field advantage. So I just looked it up. The Steelers are a 3-point favorite over the Raiders. When usually, from what I know, I'm not a big gambler, so maybe I'm not correct on this, but from what I know and from my experience, is when they give a team a 3-point advantage, that basically mean it's a toss up and they're giving the 3 points to the home field, to the home team.
Yeah. I mean, basically,
Right. But the Raiders are the home team. However, the Steelers will have the home field advantage in terms of crowd, noise level, all those types of things. So it's interesting. Like are these odds makers basically saying or thinking that the Steelers have the home field advantage and that's why they're giving them those 3 points?
well, if we know it, they know it. I mean, you know,
Yeah. Well, they know way more than we do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. It might be one of them weird games. We don't know who's going to show up to play.
Yeah.
We don't know which Raider team is going to show up to play. So
all I'm rooting for at this point, honestly, is for more Mad Max sacks, for Mad Max to get more sacks. I mean, I want this guy to end up with minimum 1 per game on average. I'm like rooting for that type of stuff at this point.
yeah, I agree. Individual accolades and see who we can keep to build around.
April mentioned earlier how many tackles Robert Spillane had.
Yeah.
He balled out. Rooting for that. I'm rooting for Brock Bowers to get more touchdowns.
Sure.
I mean, I don't play fantasy football, but it's almost like let's just root for individual successes for our talent that will be able to hopefully take their confidence and swag into the seasons to come at this point.
Sure. And see who really is playing for the Raiders and who's saying, "Man, I'm here to play, but next year, my contract's up." So you never know. There's a lot of that's at play too.
Yep. Alpha and Omega, we talked about this at the top of the show. Yeah, we did hear that. You heard Mad Max said in response to Lombardi speaking on him and what's going on in our organization. We did. If you want to circle back to the top of the show, rewatch it, check it out. But yeah, we got nothing but love for Mad Max. Ernest said prediction versus Pittsburgh on Tuesday. Even pick. Yeah, that's kind of what we chatted about. But what do you think? I mean, of course, our heart wants it to be the Raiders. I mean, at this point, they're 2-3. They're 0-2 in the division. Okay, you're coming in, you're playing another AFC team. Mm-hmm. I mean, some people think the season's already a wrap, but if you fall even further, I mean, it's like it's in the can, as they say. Yeah. It's not only a wrap, it's in the can.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm one that thinks that the season is over. It wasn't popular when I said it the other night, but well, if we go into draft day next year, I'd much rather be 2-15 than 8-9. Sorry. I think that's the only thing that we should. I think that's the only thing that we can look forward to, in my opinion, right now is the draft.
So speaking of, you want draft picks. I get it. We're looking at, I've heard a lot of whispers about Deion Sanders' son. He's a quarterback. He's coming. He'll be in the draft next year. He was seen at the Aces game the other night. Mark Davis was at the Aces game the other night. They had a meeting. They shook hands. It was reported to say that Mark Davis said, maybe, hey, son, maybe you're already at home or something of that nature. So maybe they're looking to make moves for him. I don't know his play. I don't know if that's a good pick or not. I have to go look at his film and all that to see if that even makes sense for the Raiders. maybe that's a thing, maybe it isn't, but also maybe it means nothing at all. We had Jaden Daniels on the sideline. We're thinking that was a big deal. He's in the locker room. He's on the sidelines. He's definitely coming to the Raiders. So, Mark Davis makes a comment to him, and all of a sudden there's all these graphics around with Sanders' son in the Raiders jersey and all that. Oh, it could mean nothing at all.
Yeah.
But we do have somebody backstage. We have 5 minutes left, and we do want to get to somebody backstage. Thank you for coming on. And, this is one of my favorite guests. Scotty, I already know this is one of your favorite guests.
Know who it
Ralph
is.
in the building.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
What is good? Thanks for tuning in, or thanks for coming on this Monday Night Madness. We have 5 minutes left. You've heard us talk enough. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I know that I have 5 minutes because I know I'm be like the last person who talked about it. But I mean, I don't want to say it about it, but we deserve a lot of better. We deserve a lot of better, and those fans deserve a lot of better because after we just suffered like Denver Broncos versus Las Vegas Raiders, it feels like very disappointed at all. I mean, the amount of times that I just saw like the difference. I mean, they're checking like the running backs and the receivers, the hoping because I was like very infuriated. I mean, injuries in the offense can stay on the field because I don't want to blame another person or the defense because the rest of the team was not very set up for success. I know it's gonna be like a really slow, but I think that the amount of the trade analysis the difference. I mean, no defense on the league can sustain when the offense has 9 3 and outs in a row. I mean, injuries, it became like at several key positions that it really hurts because we were well like at a good defense, but not like very deep because losing a few starters made like huge difference. And we're not overhyped because we overperformed defensively last year once get it higher because not saying we're good, but the people get expecting like at the top 3 defense, we're expecting too much. I mean, if it's very sad to see like the defense, it's not really can hold. I mean, this is gonna be like a make it to break it. I mean, if you ever notice what happened in the second half once Wilkins was getting out, I mean, we couldn't stop it at all. I mean, we just wanted to deserve a lot of better. And if we want to win against Pittsburgh Steelers, which is the next week, I mean, if we had a great chance, then we got to prove it ourselves. I mean, if we want to bring something to shock the entire world, it's now or never.
I think that now or never. I think that's already passed. To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't think we can necessarily salvage this season anymore. I don't see, at the beginning of the season, we started saying, well, they just need to gel. Well, they just need to this. That hasn't happened. And the only thing that's really happened is that the defense has been just getting tired out. You're going to get some guys hurt playing like that, playing tired, playing, all those minutes out there. And I sure hope not. I don't like any player to get hurt, but we're on defense. We might be one injury away of catastrophe, to be very honest with you. And that's a difficult pill to swallow, but they're out there for 30 minutes of the game. That's a long time, man. That's a long time. And more in some cases. So it's going to be difficult. But I think now or never has passed for us. I hate to say it, but I do.
Yep. I mean, that's right. I mean, the last thing that I just wanted to talk about it. I mean, the offense doesn't give it like it a really any time to recover because between drives with a consistent 3 and outs, any offense will drop points on you. Because let's not try and turn around to say the defense because does need someone patchwork. I mean, the defense is far better than everything. We just see like over the last 22 years. But some of the games the defense start out strong, but they just start pressing and missile tackles once the offensive situation, it doesn't look great. It really happens in some teams. I mean, the quarterback situation is like a recipe for disaster. I mean, the turnover battle, losing Malcolm Coons, saw less pressure, more brilliant secondary. But it seems that as offense is going to point out because we have some talent on the defense, but barely when when injury happens, this is like the result without Dev or younger players that are revolving. I mean, clearly We just came with a stronger, but we just came like a very slow. But we have the servers who are thinking about themselves, just gonna be thinking about something.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's some good points. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a prediction for the Steelers game, Rafa?
Well, I do, because I know it's gonna be like a very close game because, well, Pittsburgh Steelers, they just lost against for the Dallas Cowboys in a momentum match when it comes to like Sunday Night Football. So I would say it's not pretty close. I would say Las Vegas Raiders 23, Pittsburgh Steelers 16. That would be sure be close if we had enough.
23? Okay.
Yes,
I think I saw the over-under, what was that, 36, which was the same as this week.
Yeah.
And we saw Denver almost got, what it was there? They covered that on their own.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Exactly.
We'll see what happens. We'll see which Raider team shows up on Sunday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's definitely tough. It's definitely tough to figure out. Well, Rafa, thank you for joining us. We are going to wrap here soon. Are there any final words before we let you go?
I just wanted to tell you about this something because I know that I really support you guys because you guys had the best show ever on Monday Night Madness. So I just wanted to tell you, do not lose the faith because we got this. No matter if we win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. And I just wanted to keep the faith. So much love and respect for y'all. So let's keep going. Raider Nation for life. Don't let the haters come to you because we are the nation. We are the nation.
Yeah, for sure. We appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for being on. You know you're welcome here anytime.
Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right. Good night. Good night. Good night. Real quick, let's say what's up to a couple people that just joined the chat before we wrap. Juan Hernandez, don't start AOC at all. I admit Minshew had a bad game, but I think AP will stick with Minshew. Well, as of right now, there has been no quarterback change, so he is sticking with Minshew. AOC moving the ball would help keep our defense healthy because they would get some rest on the sideline, says James. Raider Paul says, we staying with Minshew. Maybe we'll go a little overtime here because we haven't even spoken about the quarterback saga, right? So maybe Scotty, you good? You want to talk about this a little bit? Let's get through this. Raider Twan, what's good? Thanks for being in here. Look at Raph doing it big time. So let's talk a little bit about it because we haven't really gotten to it. You know, I think we talk about the quarterback situation so much where maybe we put it on the back burner. We didn't discuss it. We got an AOC fan backstage, and we're gonna get to her in a minute. She might not like this comment. I'm gonna throw it out there though. I don't have a horse in the race. I want the Raiders to win. I don't actually really think it matters, to be honest. I think the Raiders are going to be a 500 team no matter who's out there. But I don't think, at least in this past game, AOC proved to be better than Minshew. And I'm actually glad AP put AOC out there because if he hadn't, the conversation would be, should have put him out there to come save the day. He didn't come in and save the day. And I get it. He came in late in the game, maybe didn't have enough time to. But what we saw him do in the time he was out there certainly wasn't going to save the day. That's what I think. Before we bring in our backstage guest, Scotty, do you have a comment?
I think that AOC is the slightly better choice right at this point. I think that I don't think he can come in on Sunday and miraculously turn this thing around. He's still got to deal with a lot of different factors. But I think he's the better choice at this point.
All right, we're going to bring in our girl, friend of the show. We're always happy to have here. AOC's biggest fan. What's good, Miss April?
Nothing. I'm just trying to.
That was amazing.
0. Yeah.
The floor is yours.
No, I don't know. It's been a rough start. We're only 5 games in. I mean, what can you really say? However, I have a hard time. I said it earlier in the comments. I have a hard time hearing people say we have 2 backup quarterbacks. I'm just gonna say we don't have 2 backup quarterbacks. We have 1 backup quarterback, and he's actually currently the starter. I don't think this narrative would be this way had we chose AOC to start. And at the same time, it might be that way because we have a shitty OC. Sorry for my language, but come on. I sit here and I'm like, dang, what if they would have started AOC? What if we would have had him play these games and not Minshew? It was a rash decision back in the preseason when AP decided he wanted to start Minshew. I was blown away by that. I was like, what's going on?
April, can I ask you this? As an AOC fan, do you think the situation with Davante Adams would be different if
oh my God,
AOC
absolutely.
would be named the starter? Because Davante was not only behind AP, he was behind AOC. Do you think the situation with Davante would be different if Minshew wasn't the starter?
Absolutely. You got a quarterback who can throw the ball. And then you have a quarterback who, is like, okay, maybe I can throw the ball. I don't know. Yes. Yeah. I think it would have been definitely different. I still think that Adams is still mad that we let go of Carr. I get it. He came to play with Carr. And
he certainly didn't sign up to play for Minshew. That's for sure.
Absolutely not. No. And I think it's a shitty situation with Davante. Wherever he goes, I'll be happy for him. I won't be happy if he goes to any AFC West team. I don't think he's going to go to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is just terrible.
Last leg.
But then I think
he's on his last leg, almost literally.
Because it's like, okay, well, so was our quarterback. But okay, whatever. I don't know. I know the whole firing of coaches and this, that, and the other is not the Raider way, but guess he just is not it. He's just not it. He's not.
Can I interject right there at that point, April? Let me interject one thing on what you just said. You said Getsy is not in. One thing that I did notice about Aiden O'Connell when he came in the game, he came in talking to people and saying, hey, this, look at this, look at that, which is what Minshew wasn't going to do. So on your point, if Getsy isn't the guy, I like the fact that AOC's coming in and say, hey, I see something. I don't know if he's so much better. That's fine. But I like the fact that he's at least trying to mix it up and saying, wait a minute, that's not right. Change this.
No, absolutely. And that's the problem, though, because you're going to have to listen to your offensive coordinator. So I don't feel Getsy's a good fit at all.
I don't either.
I just don't. It is the most frustrating thing to sit and watch all these plays. You know what they're doing. You know when they get into the I formation, you just know the play call. It's like it's so
and it's terrible. Always the same bad play call.
It's terrible. Like I'm sitting here and I can hear other Raider fans at the bar I was at just talking about, oh my God, Getsy got to go. And I'm like, okay, cool. At least it's not just me just on, in my emotions, like, oh, he's got to go. No, it's in general, people just want to go. We will not be going forward with AOC. Stop.
I want Raider Paul. Come on.
Oh, come on.
Hit the backstage button and come on with my girl April.
Hit the backstage, the front stage, the side stage.
Yeah, I can't see.
Hold on real quick. Come on, Raider Paul. You have been going hard at April and AOC this whole chat. She came up. She's on camera. She representing AOC. You have a difference of opinion, which is great. We love it. We welcome it. We respect it. Come on camera with her. I want to hear you two give your points about why you think AOC would be 0-5 right now.
Come through.
And I can't see how that comment is even justifiable because he didn't do that when he got thrown into the fire last year.
That's what I'm saying. This is a kid who was 4th in the draft. He was supposed to be, headset and what is it? The clipboard. Okay. He wasn't even supposed to be starting and he took on a big role. That's a huge responsibility. That's huge, so for this guy to say he'd be 0-5. I don't believe that, because he wasn't 0-5 last season when he went 5-4 and he, helped kill the Chargers. I'm just saying there are some games that are questionable, whatever. Man, I don't know. I love Aiden O'Connell, and I feel bad for the kid because he got thrown in a situation that's like, geez, what do you do? You're like a 4th round pick who wasn't even supposed to, like, not even be a backup. He was probably going to be like a fourth quarterback. Like, so.
Well, the thing also about it is that, the only reason that I feel that they justified putting in Minshew was supposedly because he was a running threat, and I can't tell this year so far. So even Aiden O'Connell, who's not the best at scrambling, that's fine, whatever. I think he went 3-1 against our division last year. So, and he can,
you know what really makes me mad is when they put him in the Denver game, and I'm like, okay, you're going to put him in when we're down by like 30 points. Like, this is not fair. This just isn't fair at this point. When they should have put AOC in, when Minshew threw the first interception in the end zone, boom, he should have been pulled. AOC should have been in. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. And you know what? They wanted to continue with Minshew and his nonsense. It hurts my heart. It really hurts my heart because I don't even know how the Raiders are even 2-3. We should be. I
don't either.
0-5 right now.
I don't either.
0-5.
Really, really quick. Let me address this comment because I did see it earlier and then I missed it. Alpha and Omega. I saw this comment. But I'm responding to the one earlier. I can't scroll all the way back. Might as well show the Raiderettes the entire game for the rest of the season until we're winning again. I saw some comment about you saying, I promised you Raiderettes calendar, autograph, something like that. I'm a woman of my word. I will come through. But if you remind me on here while we're live, I'll tell you I'll forget. Hit me up. You got to hit me up. Message me. DM me on Spicy Raider Girl. Message me. Let me know. It might take me a while to check it, but that's the only way I'm going to remember to do it. So I'm sorry if I disappointed you and I didn't come through, but there's so many comments here and we're trying to do a live show and everything happens. So my bad that I forgot about it. Hit me up on Spicy Raider Girl on Facebook or For Life or Raider Story on Instagram. Remind me to do it. I'll check it and I'll come through for you. So I got you. Go ahead. You were saying, April, I'm sorry.
I don't know. It's really just, it's really sad to see.
Let me throw this at you, April. I get your argument for AOC, and I personally think that he should be the quarterback. But at the end of the day, I don't think with what we have, I don't think he's going to be able to be that productive either way.
Because we have an OC that is just terrible with play calling.
That's fine. I
mean, you know what?
I'm not arguing that.
And that's what makes me more angry, because I'm like, okay, so you throw AOC in the last whatever you did this last game. I don't know. I would freaking tequila shots. I don't know. But I'm like, okay, so you throw him in and you expect him to score 30 friggin' points in like 5 minutes. Like,
yeah.
So everyone's going to have their opinion about AOC, but in the gist of it all, had you started him in the beginning of the season, do I think we would have lost to the Chargers? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think we would have lost to the Ravens with AOC, to be honest with you. But I don't think we'd be 2-3. I really don't. I really think we'd be 3-2.
Can I ask this point to you, April, and to the chat, of course, everybody, and Scotty, obviously. Maybe this is an interesting concept, okay? My opinion is we have 2 potentially starting quarterbacks, 2 potentially backup quarterbacks. I know we all have difference of opinion on that, but just to your point that you said you didn't think AOC would beat the Ravens, since we have 2 quarterbacks that are kind of neither here, neither there, for lack of better words, maybe we don't name a QB1. Maybe we base, this might be a wild concept, maybe we base the starting quarterback off of the team we're playing. Could one quarterback do better against a Ravens team? And could another quarterback or the other quarterback do better against a Steelers team?
Well, I think that to your point, I think I know where you're going, but no, I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because our offensive weapons are really good, but they need to be thrown to. And the better thrower is AOC, and that's the only reason why I would say that. But
Okay.
I think I know what point you're trying to make, and I'm not really disagreeing with it, but I don't think that would be a better choice. I think we need somebody who can get the ball downfield, and I think AOC is a better choice for that.
Okay. April?
Absolutely. I mean, looking at his numbers, not the Denver game, but the game before that, everyone was like, oh, Minshew Mania. I'm like, bro, he threw for like 14 for like 34. He had like 130 yards the whole game. Are you kidding me right now? Like, that's a joke. I'm sorry. That's
Probably
a backup.
13.
That is a backup quarterback.
Probably 13 of those passes.
And that's what. By the way, I only
yards.
brought that up because I've seen I'm trying to respond to the commenters, and it's too far to scroll back to read everything, and I can't find it and put it up. But I remember seeing some of these comments. So on behalf of the commenters, I just wanted to throw that out there. And I'm not sure that it's an entirely terrible idea. It could be the worst idea ever. It could be. We just don't know. We're who knows at this point, right?
Honestly, I don't know.
Point,
but I do have a feeling. I do have a feeling that this next game, I have a feeling they're going to start AOC. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you're going to start AOC and bench Minshew, but we still have a shitty OC. So I don't know where it's going to go. The only thing I could think of is that, AOC has a stronger arm. From what I've seen, there have been countless times where we've been 3rd and 17, and we're running the ball, and I swear to God, I want to just slice my wrists. I'm like, why are we running? What is happening right now?
Well, then that's what I was saying, that AOC, he just seemed more vocal. He seemed more in command.
Yes.
In under center, and I think that some of those things might change with him. I'm not saying he's so.
Listen, I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the world. What I'm saying is, the poor kid got drafted not to be a starter, but to be this whatever he was supposed to be, and here he is now. The worst decision AP has made this season was to start Minshew. That's all I'm saying. I don't give a crap about Minshew Mania.
Listen, I don't think that was his decision. I don't think that was his decision.
It's Benshew Mania, okay? That's what it is. We need to just bench his ass and like be done with it, because I'm done.
I truly don't think that was AP's decision.
I know it wasn't.
I think that was Getsy's decision, and I think AP is in the let's trust the process. You said this guy, okay, do your job. Okay,
but we're 5 games in, and you're still trusting the process.
I get it.
Absolutely
not. I get it.
Absolutely
but at the 5th game in, he did pull him. So that trust the process may be coming to an end.
I hope so, because
I think that's what
we can't have another home game where we lose. Like the Steelers, that's a big game. It's a big game, and I just don't know. And I'm so tired of hearing people say, "Oh, well, we should trade for Wilson," and blah blah. I'm like, why are the Raiders? Why are we like this? Why do we just think, oh, we'll just sign Wilson and he'll just give us a ring? I don't understand. I don't understand some of our fans. Some of our fans just post to post, talk to talk. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, we're not only a quarterback away, but that's a huge piece of what we do need. So, again, we're an offensive coordinator lacking really bad too. I don't know what AOC can do with this. I'm not sure.
I don't know. All I know is he's got that arm. He's got a little bit better arm than Minshew. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. It's just I really didn't want to get. I don't mind losing to the Broncos. Okay, yeah, we're 8-0 going in there. Were we destined to lose a game? Sure, but were we destined to be murdered like we were? No, that was nuts. That was so I was so embarrassed. I was like, wow, this is nuts. Like we just got killed. Like killed.
And I, real quick, I just want to address the chat real quickly. Like we created this show to be an open forum. We call it Monday Night Madness because we were hoping for a lot of interjection. We were hoping for a lot of comments. We were hoping for a lot of phone calls and all that sort of thing. And with that said, we welcome everybody. We welcome everybody's comment. You know, we don't look at each other here as male or female fans, and we don't look at this as an argument. We look at this as an open discussion. So we want everyone to feel comfortable to come in and chat about everything that. Sorry, my Alexa's going off. We want everyone to feel comfortable to come in here. We don't look at it as an argument. We don't look at it as male or female. We don't look at it that way. Come on, state your point. Be respectful as much as we can. You know, we're going to interject, but be respectful. But if you got something to say, come on and say it. Don't worry about if you're saying it to a female or not. Like April and I, we can hold our own. You know, we can hold our own. If you got something to say, come on and say it. We're not offended I'm not offended by anyone else's opinion. I would be offended by anyone else's disrespect. But we can all chat here. It's a safe space. This is a fan forum. This is Monday Night Madness, and everybody's welcome. So if you got something to say, come on and say it.
Yeah. I think Kenny there in the comments, I'm reading that last one. More poised is what I wanted to say. I appreciate you. More poised in the backfield there. I totally agree with that.
Yes, Kenny. Yes.
Spicoli looks like he's just waiting for his next joint or something. I don't know. Or I don't know. Maybe he's eating his whatever comes out of his nose, or I don't know, whatever. But
my biggest take in all this is from the jump. What would we be at if we would have started AOC and not Minshew? That's it. I'm tired of Minshew mania. There is no Minshew mania.
There is no Minshew mania. Yeah.
There's no Minshew mania in my whole household. When people say that, I laugh at them. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, I'm sorry. It's it's stupid. I don't buy it. I'm not into Minshew. Did he do some things for some other teams? I'm sure he did. He did, obviously, but he's not doing it for the Raiders. And that's why when we signed him, I thought,
well, okay. I think that plays into your point that part of the problem is Getsy. You know, that you're saying, yeah, he did some things for other teams. I think that plays right into your point. And I think you're right. Both of those are big problems, I believe. And again, I don't want to fire everybody, but I think that needs to be fired.
I don't either. And you know what? And I heard it at the bar I was at. I heard a couple people say, Getsy has to go. And I thought, okay, so I'm not crazy. Scotty's not crazy. I know, Spicy, you're like, we can't just fire everybody. I get that. However, he's not doing it. These 5-yard plays, I feel like I'm in like this
the play calling's trash.
Oh, it's friggin' trash.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I guess I just can't subscribe to the narrative of the constant overturn. I have to believe that Telesco has a plan. Let's see the plan through. And maybe because I always thought from the beginning of this season with the new hires, with the head coach, with the GM, the quarterback situation, I hope that there's a 2 to 3 year plan to this. And the plan does not include firing everyone mid-season. Let's see it through. Because I think we can all agree it's a wash at this point, right? I mean, firing someone, are we really going to circle back and come up on the Chiefs that are about to be 5-0 tonight? Like, is there really recovery at this point?
I don't know about all that.
I see what you did there, Spicy. I see.
Hey, Spicy.
Keep it interesting. I love y'all. But April, thank you for joining us. We always appreciate you. Final thoughts before we let you go, girlfriend?
Start AOC. Let him do what he does. Do not hire Marvin Lewis as the head coach, because that's what I've been hearing. And I'm like, bro, you're out your mind. I just think it's a learning experience for everybody involved. Max ain't going nowhere. And he's just going to continue to do what the hell he's going to do. And he better not be disrespected this year and not getting Defensive Player of the Year. I don't want to see nothing like that again. And that's it. And you know what? Raiders all day, baby. All day. All day.
Hey, you know that's right. Well, thank you for joining us, girl. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Give me a quick score, April, for the game today against Pittsburgh.
What's that?
Give me a quick score for the game against Pittsburgh.
Oh, God.
Clock's ticking.
23-20.
23-20. Who?
I ain't gonna fucking say not the vagabond team. I'll tell you that.
All right.
Yikes! We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. We if we win, amen. If we don't, shit. Well, you know what? It is what it is. 23-20 though.
All
right.
Peace.
Thanks, girl. Hey, that's 43 points. That's 7 points over the over-under. So that's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. Terry King, what's up, my girl from Straight Outta Sac? Thanks for being in here. She says, I like April. Invite her again. April's always welcome on. You know that. Terry, you're welcome on too. Everyone's welcome on this show because it's Monday Night Madness. You can join the madness. Much love for my girl, Terry King, up there in Sac. I'm going to call it the Greater Bay Area. Of course. All right. So join us here, of course, every Monday, 6 p.m. for Monday Night Madness. And then we're on Wednesdays, the Spicy Shield Talk, 6 p.m. And in honor of Woodson Whiskey Day, National Woodson Whiskey Day, happy birthday to the GOAT. Happy birthday to Charles Woodson. They are a supporter of the show, a sponsor of the show. And if you want to enter to win, we have a raffle going right now on Spicy Raider Girl Facebook page. You can enter for $5. The prize is 1 bottle Woodson whiskey, the 65th anniversary bottle where he's throwing up the O, 2 cans of the Modelo where it's the 65th anniversary, and some Woodson whiskey and some For Life Our Raider Story swag. So if you want to enter that for $5, you can win that bottle. That bottle is retailing for $60. You can pick it up at Barrels and Vine. That is located right in Henderson, near the trading facility. Go in there, ask for my boy Mike, tell him Spicy sent you. He'll hook you up. All the bottles are available there. Not only the 65th anniversary version, all of the bottles are available there. So go check that out. And again, you can enter to win for just $5. Scotty, any last words before we get out of here?
Go Raiders. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Go Raiders. Oh, yeah. And remember, if you haven't already, light that torch, hit that like button, and subscribe. It's free to hit the like button. Like Travis said, it's free to subscribe. It's free to share. And if you want to become a member, you become a member. Thank you all for joining. And remember, Raider Nation, we go out one way and only one way. Raider!
Fact is, I grew up in Compton, California. I was born a Raider. I was born with the Raiders rolling in the Coliseum in LA. I was rolling with NWA, talking straight out of Compton, rocking Raider hats.
Clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over. Run through a motherfucker face.
I think this journey's the most special because there's not a lot of people that have the opportunity playing in high school and college and then pro and then being injured and then starting coaching as a young coach.
We understand what it's about. We understand Raider Nation. We understand Raider love. Since 1966, you guys have been coming to this stadium and you've been rooting this team on to victory. You've seen this team win 3 Super Bowls. You've been here through the ups. You've been here through the downs, but you never waver.
The mental side of the game is taking me to the next level, and it's true confidence. It's feeding your brain elite of elite, and that's I always talk about 1% and more is required. And I always say these things, but it's what I live. I see it everywhere I go because you have to constantly train your mind for greatness.
Thank you for joining us, Raider Nation. Thanks for joining Monday Night Madness. We'll see you next Monday. And of course, go Raiders.
Peace.